You're able to join us today. My name is Regina Cross, and I'm the director of the Spartan Pathways Travel Program at the Alumni Office, the MSU Alumni Office. And I'm happy you're able to join us for this briefing on the Casablanca to Porto cruise. First, I'd like to introduce Kim Tobin, who will serve as your host for the trip, and she is the Vice President of University Advancement here at Michigan State University. Kim, would you like to say a few words?
Sure. Hello. I know a few people on here, so that's
Mhm.
exciting. And just looking forward to time together. It looks like an amazing agenda, and Regina's very organized. And I've just met Erin, and I know the tour company has been a great partner. So looking forward to spending lots of time with you in great weather and great culture and interesting times with our Spartan connection. So looking forward to it.
Yes. Okay, just a little housekeeping. If you could remain muted throughout the presentation, that would be helpful. Sometimes these computer microphones pick up sounds very easily. Also, too, if you have questions, you can enter those in the chat and we'll address those once the presentation has finished. And this is being recorded. So if for some reason that you've forgotten something that's been said, I will send you a link either later today or tomorrow, and you'll be able to review it if need be. At the end of the presentation, I thought what I typically like to do is go around and have everyone introduce themselves and just say a few words about what you're looking forward to, your connection with Michigan State. So next, I'd like to introduce Erin Holst. She is the Director of Sales and Partnerships at Gohagen and Company. I've worked with Erin for a few years now, and she's fantastic to work with. And I hope you'll enjoy this briefing. So Erin, go ahead, take it away.
Thank you so much, Regina. I really appreciate the wonderful introduction. You're absolutely wonderful to work with as well. So I'm just thrilled to be a part of the conversation today and be here with all of you as you get ready for this amazing trip. I have a screen shared that hopefully you all can see with a PowerPoint presentation. So let's go ahead and get started. We have quite a bit to cover today, but as Regina said, I'm Erin Holst, and I have the privilege of working for Gohagen. That's been around for over 40 years, crafting these extraordinary small group travel experiences. So we're just thrilled to have you part of this amazing program. We really specialize in immersive experiences, personalized service, and then the educational content with intellectual lectures and destination experts. So thank you so much for choosing to travel with Michigan State and Gohagen and Company. A lot of the information that I'm going to be reviewing today was sent to you in an email by your travel coordinator, Paul, on Tuesday, April 7th. And within that email, there were a few links to documents that will have a lot of the information that I'm sharing with you today. If you didn't receive that email within the traveler portal, you'll be able to access those documents as well. When you return from your trip, you'll still be able to go in and access those documents. So we have a lot of educational enrichment included in that email and those documents. So if you go and you're fascinated by something or you want to learn more, you can go back in there and look at the list of reading materials. So you'll still be able to access that. So I'll be reviewing a lot of the information Paul sent over on the 7th. And so let's go ahead and begin. I'm going to spend just a little bit of time on the itinerary, not much on the day-to-day. The goal here is to really prepare you for the trip and answer any questions you may have. And then kind of go through more details as far as helping you prepare for the trip. So over the course of this program, you're going to experience a truly unique blend of history, landscapes, and traditions across 4 countries: Portugal, Spain, the UK, and Morocco, all connected by the sea. So you'll have the privilege of being able to unpack once and, waking up to a new destination every day. So it's a wonderful way to travel, and it's going to give you a deep cultural experience and then the comfort and ease of unpacking just once aboard the exclusively chartered small ship World Voyager. So it is your ship for the duration of the program. It is exclusively chartered by Gohagen, and there'll be other associations on board as well. And I'll share that here in just a minute. But we're just so excited you'll be joining us for this incredible journey. Some of you will be joining us a few days early for the Marrakesh pre-tour extension. So you'll begin your journey early with an immersive stay in the vibrant city of Marrakesh, exploring the historic Medina, the Bahia Palace, and the bustling souks. And you'll also enjoy a memorable evening in the Agafe Desert with a camel ride, traditional music, and dinner under the stars before continuing on to Casablanca to join the main program. So on arrival day in Casablanca, everyone will embark the World Voyager and you'll settle into your cabins. And then the next day, we dive right into Morocco. You'll visit the spectacular Hassan II Mosque, which is one of the largest in Africa. It's beautifully set over the Atlantic. And then we continue to Rabat, the country's capital, where you'll explore a blend of modern life and historic landmarks. And then from the royal palace grounds of the Hassan Tower and the beautiful Mohammed V mausoleum. And then that evening, we celebrate with a captain's welcome reception back on board. And then from there, you'll travel to Tangier, which is a city shaped by centuries of global influence. You'll walk through the Medina. You'll explore the bustling souks. You'll see artisans at work and hear the stories that make this city so unique. And then you'll also have some free time to shop or simply soak in the atmosphere before returning to the ship. And then next we cross into Spain, arriving Malaga and heading inland to Granada. And so this is a highlight for many, the stunning Alhambra and General Life Gardens, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And you'll think, right now the best way to describe it is just serene courtyards and intricate architecture and lush gardens. It's really truly one of the most beautiful places in Europe. And then on day 6, we visit Gibraltar, where you'll stand atop the famous rock and take in the sweeping views where the Mediterranean meets the Atlantic. You'll explore St. Michael's Cave and observe the playful and curious Barbary apes. And those are the only wild monkeys in Europe, and they're very curious and playful, so you have an opportunity to observe them. And then we continue to Seville, one of Spain's most vibrant and culturally rich cities. So you'll stroll through iconic sites like Plaza de España and see the massive Seville Cathedral, which is home to Columbus's tomb, and admire the stunning Alcazar Palace. And then in the evening, you can either return to the ship or stay in town to enjoy dinner and the lively Andalusian atmosphere. And then the next day, you'll arrive in Portugal, visiting the coastal town of Lagos. And here you'll explore its maritime history, the dramatic coastline, and significant past during the Age of Discovery. And then after that, you'll enjoy a relaxing day at sea. I think that'll probably be nice after everything that you've been able to see and do leading up to that, and give you a chance to unwind and reflect and enjoy the ship and spend time, I'm sure, with some new friends that you have met. I encourage you that if you'd like to enjoy a massage or a treatment at the spa, this would be a great day to get that booked. And I encourage you to book an appointment probably on the first day or two you embark, as appointments will fill, or if you just want like a specific time. So that's probably a great tip to keep in mind if you want, a spa treatment, to get that scheduled when you embark. And then that evening, we'll gather for a farewell reception and final dinner together. And then on May 13th, we arrive in Porto, where you'll disembark and transfer to the airport for your journey home. And then for those continuing on the Lisbon extension, you'll travel south with a stop in historic Coimbra, and before settling into Portugal's vibrant city. And you'll explore Lisbon's iconic neighborhoods and landmarks and enjoy a memorable farewell evening featuring traditional fado music and a perfect ending to your journey. So Throughout the program, you can really expect a wonderful balance of guided excursions, cultural immersion, and free time to explore at your own pace, all while enjoying the comfort and intimacy of our beautiful ship. So, this is truly a journey through history, culture, and stunning landscapes, and we're thrilled to have you part of it. As I mentioned before, Gohagen and Company has privately chartered the World Voyager for this trip, and several educational organizations are co-sponsoring this exclusive trip along with Michigan State. So there will be opportunities to socialize and get to know travelers specifically from Michigan State, and we'll keep you all together during excursions. And we have a private reception plan for Michigan State as well. However, all groups enjoy the ship and activities as one intermingling group with shared meals and lectures and excursions. But travelers enjoy having kind of both their organizational group and the opportunity to meet other travelers from the US and Canada. I think one of my favorite things about traveling with Gohagen is towards the end of the program, you see people exchanging email addresses or phone numbers because they've made some new friends. So we have a total of 139 passengers booked on this program. The ship accommodates roughly 180, so it won't be completely full, so it'll feel even more intimate. We have a total of 60 booked on the pre-tour and 59 booked on the post-tour. We have all of you. I think there are about 17 of you. There are 8 Michigan State travelers on the pre and 7 on the post. And then we have some other larger groups with hosts like KU and National Trust and Mount Holyoke. National Trust and Mount Holyoke are sending a lecture, so there'll be lectures on board as well. And then we have some smaller groups with Northwestern and Carolina. So these basically represent the associations with some of the travelers that you'll be making some new friends with. We have, like I said, we have 2 exceptional guest lectures on this program. In addition to David Brown, you'll be joined by faculty from Mount Holyoke, and both will bring a range of perspectives and expertise. So their lectures are going to provide historical and cultural context, which will deepen your understanding of the places that you're visiting and really enrich your overall travel experience. So during the voyage, they will more than likely have the lectures scheduled on the day that you're at sea or during breaks in the itinerary. And I always encourage guests to attend these talks because they often end up being one of the most memorable parts of the trip. And if you'd like to learn more, their full bios and lecture topics are included in your enrichment guide that you would have received from Paul. Kind of transition into entry requirements. Everybody needs a passport valid for at least 6 months beyond the date of return. And for those of you who have not cruised before, there is passport protocol while cruising, and it's to ensure that passengers are quickly and efficiently processed and cleared for disembarkation. So it is customary for most cruise ships to collect and hold each person's passport for the duration of the cruise. They're kept in the chief purser's care and secured safely on board. So, in some cases, the ship can issue a passport receipt to you noting that for the duration of your voyage, your passport will be in the care of the chief purser. But given this protocol, it is important that you always carry a copy of your passport whenever you go ashore. So if you can make a photocopy before you leave and stick that in your carry-on bag, that'd be a great thing to have with you while you're on your excursions. If you have a passport card in addition to your passport book, you can carry that. But please do not take your passport off the ship unless you've been instructed by the ship staff or the Gohagen travel director. I also recommend that if you are on the pre-tour or the post-tour, make sure you put your passport in the safe in the hotel. Um, I also like to recommend put something in the safe that you won't want to leave the room with, so you don't leave your passport in the safe. I heard an airline pilot say once that he put the shoe that he planned to wear the next day in the safe, and because he knew he wasn't going to walk out of the room without a shoe. So that's kind of a tip that I've adopted, and it works great. So we just want to make sure your passport doesn't get lost or go missing. So wanted to share that with you as well. It is also recommended that you obtain the UK's electronic travel authorization if your flight connects through the UK. I reviewed the flight manifest report, and it doesn't look like any of you are traveling through the UK, but if I happen to miss someone, this is recommended if you are connecting through the UK. There's an app. You upload your passport, you pay a fee, and then you get approved. It's really easy to do. So if you have any questions about that, don't hesitate to reach out to Paul. At this time, there's no vaccinations required for this program. But if you have independent plans before or after the Go Hagen program, vaccination recommendations should be discussed directly with your healthcare provider. We do strongly recommend that you're vaccinated against COVID in accordance with the CDC recommendations. But, if you're not feeling well, please be considerate of fellow travelers. There is a doctor on board the ship that you can visit if you're not feeling well. So hopefully you don't meet him or see him. I know he'll introduce himself during the captain's welcome reception, but hopefully that's the only time you'll have to visit the doctor. As far as day of arrival, I want to talk a little bit about this because I know it's a really long day and you can kind of be a little uneasy going into it. So you all should have received a transfer information form from Paul that was sent on the 22nd, and it has the group transfer times for the pre-program and the main program. So make sure you take a look at that. But we have group transfers planned for you. So when you all arrive, either in Marrakesh for the pre-program or Casablanca on the main program, you're going to get off the plane, you'll go through customs. More than likely, there will be a line, just given the amount of people that are coming in. And then from there, you'll go through customs, you'll go to baggage claim and collect your bags. And then you'll exit into the main hall, and guides will be there with Go Hagen and Company signs, and they'll be waiting for you right around the time of the group transfers. And they'll have the Go Hagen logo on their sign that they'll be holding. And you all should have received a memento box from us. And within that memento box, there are a few items, one of them being luggage tags. And I recommend that you attach that luggage tag when you collect your bags, either in Marrakesh or Casablanca, and put that on. Sometimes they can get torn off in transit, so it's a nice thing to maybe put in your carry-on bag and attach to your bag when you get there. And another reason that I recommend doing that is typically when you're going out into the arrival hall, our representatives are going to notice you before you notice them when you get to the arrival hall right around that group transfer time. And you may see other travelers that are on this call, or you may see other travelers with those luggage tags and know that you're all together. We have a hospitality room at the hotel for those of you coming in right around, I think, before 2:30 is when I think for the pre-program you're going to go to the hotel. That's where you'll be staying. And then for the main program, we have a hospitality room planned that will be available from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. that day. So if your flight arrives before 12 p.m., then you'll be transferred to the hospitality room where you have a chance to sit and collect yourself, or you can go out for a walk, take a minute, and rest. But if you're arriving after 12 p.m. on May 5th, then we'll go ahead and transfer you to the ship to embark. Um, for the pre-tour participants, it's about a 20-minute transfer from the airport to the hotel. 2 p.m. is check-in time, so if you arrive before that, your room may not be ready before that time, but we do have the hospitality room where you can rest or wait. And then we have the main program, those that are arriving in Casablanca. It is a little bit further from the airport to the hotel. It's about an hour and 30-minute transfer. Be prepared for that. And then if you're arriving the day before, if you're coming in early, you can meet the group transfer at the airport or the hotel, right around these times that are listed in the group transfer document. And then we also have docking information. So if you're planning to go directly to the ship, we have information there. But ship stays in Casablanca for the night. So if you're delayed getting in, no worries. We'll make sure you're accommodated and taken care of, and have plenty of time for you to transfer to the ship. As far as other tips for day of arrival, please keep your cell phones charged. We recommend at least one person in your travel party has an international calling plan. And we recommend that you have your cell phone turned on, because if we can't find you, we need to be able to get a hold of you. Another kind of tip to keep in mind is that if your flight's delayed, if you're going to misconnect, anything that's going to impact your travel on the day of arrival, please call us before you email. You all received important contacts in the email Paul had sent over. I've got them included in here. I recommend that you print those off and put those in your carry-on, or take a picture and have it in your phone, so you know who to call. You can call our travel directors, you can call the hotel, you can call the Go Hagen Air agents, but don't use email. With the time change, the office could be closed. We may not be available. So it's best to communicate via phone if you need assistance. We have a wonderful group of Go Hagen travel directors that will take wonderful care of you throughout the duration of the pre-program, the main program, and the post-program. Their jobs are really to ensure that the travel program runs smoothly, your hotel and your cabin, your hotel room and your cabin is ready for you, your luggage gets delivered, your excursions happen on time. So they are there to really help and answer any questions you have. I once heard a travel director say that, they're not mind readers. So if you have a question or you need assistance, please don't hesitate to ask, because oftentimes it's something that they can help with right away. And we would rather have you ask it up front than, come back home and complete a survey and learn that you were disappointed with something or had a question about something, and we could have fixed it for you at the time. So please don't hesitate to ask. They're absolutely wonderful. I've traveled with the majority of them, Sherry, Louise, Rudy. They're exceptional, and they're going to make sure you're well taken care of. They will also provide passenger briefings. So that first day when you embark the ship, your luggage will be in your cabin for you, and they will provide a briefing that afternoon or that evening to talk a little bit more about the programming. Every evening from then on out, they'll provide a briefing about kind of what you all experienced during the day, what to experience the next day. They'll provide itineraries in your cabins for you each evening right around dinner time. So when you come back in your cabins, you'll have a little program itinerary that'll explain the next day's events and the times that you need to be at certain places. They'll explain where the lecturers are, what time. There's an auditorium on the ship. You'll also be provided with a quiet Vox or a Whisper, and it has a little ribbon, and it's a little electronic device that you'll wear around your neck. You'll have an earpiece. We do have hearing assisted devices that can go over your ear on top of a hearing aid. So if you need one of those, don't be afraid to ask. But you'll take those with you daily on your excursions. We just ask that you return them before you leave. And so that's a little bit about what the day-to-day looks like with the travel directors. And now I'm going to go through some of the amenities on this beautiful ship, the World Voyager. This is a small yacht style ship, so it's built to carry less than 200 passengers, but it doesn't even feel like that because of the way that it's designed and the hallways. It just feels very, very comfortable, quiet. Um, it makes for a much more personal and relaxed experience. You won't feel at all like you're on a big cruise ship. It feels far more like traveling on a private yacht. The crew will quickly get to know you, and the service is very attentive. The ship really feels modern and beautiful. Um, there's a lot of spaces to relax. So whether that's out on deck, taking in the views, or the lounges, there's a lot of places kind of tucked away and hidden that you can get away if you want some time to relax. Your cabin will be very comfortable. Most include balconies or large windows, so you're always connected to the ocean. You'll enjoy excellent dining. There's a dining room. There's a grill up top. There's Paula's Pantry where you can go get snacks and drinks and coffee in the morning. There's a fitness area, a spa, an auditorium, and a wonderful lounge. So I think one of the biggest advantages of a ship this size is just the access. So we can go to smaller ports and more unique destinations. But overall, the experience on board is what I call relaxed luxury. So comfortable, refined, and perfectly suited for this kind of immersive journey. In your cabin, you'll have a 24-hour room service. There's complimentary Wi-Fi, but it won't be like what you experience at home. You'll have the basic running speed, but don't expect to download videos or watch YouTube. It's great for if you use WhatsApp for texting or checking email, but it's not great for watching videos. And it is based on satellite connection, so that could be sporadic due to weather conditions or boat movement. So just keep that in mind prior to leaving. There's no cruise ship, no irons on cruise ships, so they're considered a fire hazard. But there is laundry service, so if you need your clothes pressed or something laundered, it's very similar to a hotel service. There is a small fee for that, but there's a little bag in your wardrobe with a card on it that explains how you can have your clothes laundered. There's a hair dryer, robes, slippers, mini bar, an espresso, coffee machine, an electronic safe, a wall-mounted TV, and then we've got the 220 volt European and 110 volt AC. Within your Go Hagen Memento box, you all should have received an adapter from us, and that will work wonderfully on the ship. There is a USB port in your cabin, but you can also use the USB port on your adapter as well. It works great for charging electronic devices, but it's not an adapter. So if you need something, or excuse me, it's not a converter. So if you need something to convert voltage, you want to purchase that ahead of time. The local currency in on this trip is the euro and the British pound and the Moroccan dirham. We really suggest that you carry credit and or debit cards and clean unworn currency in small denominations for this program. So you don't need to bring your entire wallet with you on your excursions. Please leave most of what you don't plan on using back in the safe. American, MasterCard, and Visa are accepted, but know that American Express isn't as globally accepted as a MasterCard or Visa. So if you plan to take a credit card with you on your excursions and it's an American Express, you'll want to bring a MasterCard or a Visa with you as backup. When you embark the ship, they will ask you for a credit card, and that credit card is why they're asking you for that is for any purchases made on board. Like if you go to the spa or if you buy premium, like a premium bottle of wine, or something like that, they'll charge that to your onboard account. If there aren't any charges, there won't be any charges made to your credit card. The ship does not maintain a currency exchange. So if you do need cash while you're there, that's something that you'll have to plan ahead of time. Whether that's getting it before you leave or getting it while you're overseas. There's not a currency exchange on board. Although the tour price covers the inclusions, right, that we've listed in the travel program brochure, you'll just want to make sure you do have currency for like, transportation between your home and the airport. If you're having transportation arranged. Any meals not included in the program or food and beverage selections that you may choose to make at other times. But I want to give you that information regarding currency. As far as gratuities, gratuities for transfers and luggage handling between airports and hotels and ships are included. They're included for those that are also part of the group program when you're arriving at the airport. You take the group transfer. Gratuities are included. We're also handling all of the gratuities for shipboard personnel, like your wait staff and your cabin steward. Gratuities for guides and drivers on excursions are included, and then gratuities to wait staff for all included meals are included. One thing to note is that if you receive exceptional service, you can give an additional gratuity. The wait staff in the dining room, there may be a waiter that really gets to know you, knows you always like cappuccino in the morning and has that, planned for you. Feel free to give a gratuity directly, but you do not have to. It's solely based on the service you receive and at your discretion. What's not included would be gratuities to hotel staff. So for those that are on the pre and post program, the recommended gratuity is like €1 to €2 per participant per day. And then tipping your Go Hagen travel director is also not mandatory, but you may choose to do so at your discretion. The range is typically €5 to €10 per participant per day. At the end of the program, there'll be some more information about this, and they pool the gratuities and share them at the end. I talked a little bit about the mementos before, but as a token of our appreciation for choosing to travel the world with us, you all should have received a Go Hagen travel memento by UPS. Got the baggage tags in there, right? I had mentioned to put those on when you arrive in the main arrival hall. You should have received a name badge so that our travel staff and fellow travelers can get to know you better. We ask that you wear that to all group activities, dining in the evenings or, when you're on your excursions. You certainly don't have to when you're out and about. But it's nice to have. And then the universal plug adapter with the USB and USB-C ports. So you can check that off your list. And then you also should have received a packable day pack in a little gray bag with straps on it. It's lightweight, compact, and easy to carry. So it should be great for you on your excursions off the ship. So don't forget to pack that. Generally the weather is going to be, I would say excellent, upper 50s to upper 60s. I know that can feel especially nice after the long winter we've all had. So evenings can be a bit cooler, right? So we recommend layers. You can bring a lightweight raincoat or a little jacket. But we definitely recommend like a little raincoat. It's possible that there may be rain. Um, the temperatures can vary just based off of ocean breezes to the desert experiences. So you'll want to pack accordingly with layers, and I have some recommendations here to share with you in just a minute. And then we've got the time differences here. I like to put my home time in my world clock, so it's easy for me to kind of tell what time it is at home when I'm uh, texting with my family back here. As far as carry-on, right, we recommend that you put your passport and a copy of your passport in your carry-on. I like to have a passport pocket in my backpack, and I know that's where my passport goes. It's always there. It's so easy to misplace it in different pockets, but if you know that that's your passport pocket, it's where you can find it. Any insurance policies, numbers, phone numbers, make sure you have those with you. Any cash, credit and debit cards, your cell phone and charger, headphones, earbuds, prescription medication. Please make sure you keep that in your carry-on. Don't pat that away. We want to make sure it's with you at all times. Your sunglasses, camera, a charger, any toiletries. And if you pack those, just make sure they need to be in 3-ounce bottles or smaller for those liquids. Then an eye shade, a portable pillow, earplugs, headrest, anything to keep you comfortable on the flight, your plug adapter, and some people like to journal or a pen, things like that. Reusable water bottle. And then any high quality binoculars. These are certainly recommendations. They're not things that you absolutely need to bring. Tissues, antibacterial hand wipes, insect repellent, sunscreen. If you're bringing a camera, an extra memory card or batteries, a converter if you need to convert voltage while you're away. And then like any over-counter medications that you wish to keep you comfortable, like aspirin, ibuprofen, you want to put that in your carry-on. And then for clothing and accessories, the locals in Morocco do dress conservatively. The Hassan II Mosque has a dress code requirement that guests must dress conservatively and be ready to remove shoes inside. And it is strictly enforced for the mosque visit. So keep that in mind. Conserving clothing recommendations will likely apply to other religious sites that you're visiting. So women generally do not wear shorts, tank tops, or sleeveless shirts. So if you do choose to wear shorts, please bring knee-length shorts or a skirt. It's probably a better option, or Bermuda shorts or capri pants. I think you'll feel more comfortable if you have like a sleeved blouse or a top, dresses or trousers. A scarf or a pashmina is like an excellent item for covering shoulders and arms. That's an easy thing to take on and off with you. But daytime attire's comfortable, casual, easily layered. Evenings are a little bit dressier in the dining room. You want to make sure you have a sweater, a fleece, or a light jacket. That small day pack that we sent you for excursions is great. Good, comfortable walking shoes, and socks, non-slip shoes, a wide-brimmed hat or visor, and swimwear as well if that's something that you prefer. I want to make a note about the captain's welcome reception and the captain's farewell reception. Those are events where travelers typically like to get a little more dressed up in the evenings. So if you do want to, dress up a little bit more, those 2 evenings are a time when passengers choose to do that. And I just want to share that with you so you're not surprised. I think some people kind of like to know in advance. Um, like I mentioned, there's a laundry service on board. I've used it before. It's wonderful. So don't feel like you have to overpack. Um, Washing and ironing of clothes typically takes between 24 and 48 hours. You can put a rush on it. Um, Dry cleaning is not possible on the ship. So, you want to make sure that if you do decide to use that service, you launder clothes that can be washed in water. And then lastly, I have our important contact information pulled up. You all receive this as well. Sherry's your pre-program emergency contact, and then Radovan for the main program. And then we have our GoHagen air after hours emergency number. If you need assistance with air and you booked through GoHagen, that's staffed 24/7. So print this off, make sure you have a copy of it. I like to say if you have a copy of it, you won't need it. So that concludes our briefing for today. I just want to thank you for your time, your attention. I really appreciate it. So I think Regina, is there anything you want to add?
Uh, the only recommendations I do have is sometimes when you arrive at the airport, and as Erin mentioned, the customs line can be long. If it is in some countries, it might not be air conditioned. And so I do recommend making sure you have a bottle of water, that may be something that you can get at the airport that you can stick in your carry-on and then have that available. And also a handheld fan. I found that those come in quite handy too. So that's just a couple of things that I do recommend. So does anyone have any questions for Erin?
I do.
Okay.
Go
Bob.
ahead.
Yes, go ahead, Bob.
Hi. My wife made sure I asked you, do you see any opportunity to attend the flamenco show when we're over there?
That's a really great question. I know we have the Fado dance planned. Um, that is, let's see here. That's on the post program though. Are you on the post program, Bob?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so that's on Thursday, May 14th in Lisbon.
And we might be able to see one there?
Yeah, give me just a minute. I want to verify this.
Okay.
The only thing is I don't know that they'll have the flamenco dancers. The other, boy, I'm not sure, Bob. I don't know that we have anything like that planned on the program.
But I mean, in terms of us going off on our own, or do we have limited time to do that, to try to find one?
Would the travel directors be able to assist with that, Erin, you think?
Yeah, that would be a good. I was trying to find some place in the itinerary where they could do that, but that would be a great question for the travel directors as well.
Okay.
Mhm.
One other quick question.
Yeah,
Yes.
there may be time in Seville.
Okay.
Bob, you had another question?
Yeah, I take it the entire tour is on one time zone, is that it?
No.
I believe it was
No.
two.
Two?
Yes.
And what are
Yeah.
they?
Let me open this up a minute. So Portugal and Morocco are 5 hours ahead of Eastern time, and then Spain and Gibraltar are 6 hours ahead of Eastern time.
Thank you.
I have a
All right.
question.
Okay.
Hello. For the excursions, like when we get up in the morning and we're going to go on what process is done for those? And like what time do they leave?
Yeah, that's a good question, Yvonne. In your cabin, um, each evening, typically around dinner time, there will be an itinerary in your cabin for you with the detailed times of when the Michigan State group is to meet in the reception hall to go on the excursions. And we stagger the groups so you're not all getting to, the reception hall at the same time. So more than likely you'll be the green group or the white group, and it'll say Michigan State meet here at 8 a.m. And then from there, we'll take you out on your excursions together.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay? You're welcome.
I have a question. It's Madeline. In the Europe's entry and exit system, for those connecting, I'm traveling from Canada to Vienna and then on to Marrakesh. Do I need to, from what I read, that I probably need to write or prepare that entry program connection? Is that correct or not? Registration?
No, I don't believe so. That's if you were connecting through the UK. There is an electronic travel authorization process, but if you're not connecting through the UK, then you'll be able to connect. You'll be able to
Okay.
connect.
Okay, then I must have misread that because if for travelers connecting in Europe, there are new entry and exit systems in place. So I'm just wondering whether, in fact, I'll go on their site and see what happens.
Yeah. Madeline lives in Canada, so I don't know
Oh,
if it's
okay.
different for her.
Okay.
Right. Okay. I'll
I'm
double check.
sorry. Yes. Yes, double
That's
check that.
okay, not a problem. I also was speaking with someone last night, and I'm on the pre-tour with Kim Tobin. If we're interested in doing a side when we have some free time, Le Jardin Majorelle and the Yves Saint Laurent Museum, there's a combined ticket, and we would need to book that possibly now if you're interested. Likewise, Les Bains de Marrakech for a hammam bath, if you're interested, depending on your timing and your free time. That might be something for other people to consider. And you can just go on their websites.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Madeline, do you have information on how to do that? Because I can send it out to everyone if you like.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
So, okay. Shall I just send it to you?
Yeah, just email it to me. And you
Okay.
said this was part of the pre-program?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I'll send it out to those people that are on the pre-program.
Okay.
that?
Okay. Yeah. Sounds great.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I have
Do
a
we have any?
question.
Okay.
Go ahead,
But
Jackie.
yes. Oh, Jackie, we're not hearing you, I'm afraid. It doesn't look like you're on mute though. Yeah, now you're muted. Not quite sure. Can you type your question in the chat area? That might. I'm afraid we're not hearing you.
No?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah,
Okay.
hearing now.
Okay, good. Quick question. When we board the ship, of course, the ship is going to stay overnight in Casablanca, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So can we get back off the ship And if we can, what time do we have to be back on the ship that night? Or do we have to be back on the ship that night?
They'll give you some guidelines on that when and if you decide to leave. Embarkation is going to be around 3 p.m. There's going to be a safety drill that you'll need to be part of. It's mandatory safety drill. And then I believe dinner is going to be a little bit later at like 7:30, and then you do overnight in Casablanca. So if you decide to leave, they'll give you instructions on, timing.
Okay.
I think, every time you leave the ship, you're going to scan your card. Every time you come back on, you always have to have your cabin card on you. That's how they identify you as being on or off the ship. So if you plan on staying out or going out, that's a great question to ask when you leave.
I want to know
Okay.
what you're going to be doing if you're not coming back all night.
No. Well,
I was going far off.
I was going far off, yeah. No. There was just a restaurant that we wanted to go to, but you answered that question. It's better to go at lunch. There's that Casablanca cafe that they have there. It's a reproduction of the one from the movie. Rick's. Yeah, Rick's. It was in the movie, but they made a reproduction because it wasn't actually filmed. There was no hotel cafe in Casablanca. But they said lunch was better to get into. Dinner is really very hard to get into. But now you answered my question also. We're having that dinner that night. So I'm just trying to get the timeline. We just want to hop over there and take a look at it.
Yeah, and when you get on board and you meet the travel directors, that's a great question to ask them. And I think this is also, a great transition into saying like, this is your trip, this is your itinerary. Like if there's something that you really want to do, you don't have to do all of these excursions or go along with the plan. Nobody's making sure you're, doing all the things. So, feel
Okay.
free to venture off if there's something that you really want to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which brings me to another question. When you do the excursion where you could take a camel ride, they're going to have a dinner in a tent there. Do you have to sit on the ground to have that dinner?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I haven't
right.
done that yet.
My question was related. I'm like about that. What do we wear to ride a camel and go to the tent? But they'll probably tell us, I guess.
Well, I did read, Kim, that make sure you wear like jeans, because if you do the camel ride, it's very rough on your inner thighs and legs it'll be rough on you. So make sure they're long anyway, your pants are long. But I don't know about, I would think that they're going to give you stuff like the headscarf, and because it's dusty, I would think that when you get there. I don't know. But jeans anyway.
Yeah. Erin, is that something you can find out whether or not the seating would be on the
Yeah.
ground?
Yeah, I can certainly ask Regina, and I'll
Okay.
get back to you.
Okay. All right. So Jackie, I'll send that out to you.
Okay, great. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. That's it for me.
Yeah. Any other questions?
I have a couple of questions.
Okay.
I'm not an experienced international traveler yet, but the voltage converter, is that necessary if you have the adapter just to charge your phone or iPad?
Yeah, the adapter works great for iPhones, charging your iPad. It doesn't convert voltage. So like if you have, a curling iron that, takes more voltage than say charging your phone, that's where we recommend a converter, but it's perfect for charging your phones and your iPads.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And second question, do they give out water bottles as you leave the ship for the excursions?
They're in every cabin. You'll receive a water bottle. It's a metal water bottle. For the duration of the program, it's for you to take home with you. And then right outside Paula's pantry on that main level, there's refilling stations for your water bottle.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, just to add about the converters, I've had some experience with that even though it's supposed to convert the voltage, if you plug in like a curling iron, it may still melt it. So those you're taking your chance if you want to take something like that along with you. Yeah, yeah. I do believe there are blow dryers on board, so
Yeah.
Yes.
you won't need to take something like that, but so any other questions?
I have a comment to, I'm sorry, the lady that had the question, Cindy, I guess, about the water. What we found, my husband and I, is before we get on, we'll get like some Fiji water bottles, only because the Fiji bottles are thicker than others, if you can find them at the airport or something. And we bring those with us, and then we'll fill those up so you're not carrying that big, on your excursions, not a big metal bottle. We found that to be helpful.
Yeah.
I just have a
So-
comment. If you do find that we can go to a flamenco, I think a lot of people would be interested in that if that works out.
Yeah, and that's something that I can also ask too when I send over this note about dinner. I can see, when they would recommend doing that. I can see if I can get you an answer ahead of time.
And did I understand that on the main trip, the fado is not included? That was on the post trip?
Let's see here. Yeah, that is on the post program.
Okay. All right. Well, if you do have additional questions, feel free to reach out to me. I can be reached at crossreg@msu.edu. And also the toll-free number to reach me is 888-697-2863. So I'm happy to help in any way that I can. More than likely, I'd have to reach out to Erin for specific questions, but I'm sure she will get back with me as quickly as she can too. So again, this is being recorded. So as soon as I've finished editing it, I will send it along to all of you. So what we like to do, thank you, Erin, so much for all the wonderful details. And what I'd like to do is kind of go around and have everyone introduce themselves, kind of say what your connection to Michigan State is. If you're a graduate, what year you graduated, and if you're not a graduate, what your connection is. And then, of course, what you're looking forward to. So I'm going to start with Yvonne, who I've known for many years now. So
Yes,
yes.
hello. Yes, I got my master's degree at Michigan State, I think 1980 or 70. I never can remember exactly. I live in Mason, Michigan, which is near East Lansing. And I love travel, and I've traveled with MSU quite a bit and always enjoyed it. Anything else you said? I forget.
No, just what you're looking forward to.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
looking forward to being with my friend Cindy, because we always said when she retired, we do a trip together. And so this is what we're going to do. So,
Wonderful. Great. Thank you,
thank
Yvonne.
you.
Okay. I see Barb. Oh, you're muted, Barb. No, not yet. Still can't hear you. Okay, what we'll do is move on and then we'll come back to you. How's that? Okay, we've got Bob and Kyoko.
Well, just Bob at this
Oh,
point.
okay.
But I'll speak briefly about poor Kyoko as well. I'm a proud graduate of Lyman Briggs, 1974, and I think the Briggs education really prepared me for additional higher education. So I'm very, very happy with the education I got there. My wife graduated from the University of Illinois, PhD, and I'm looking forward to Andalusia. We've been to Spain before, but not to too many cities in the south like that. So,
Yeah.
and Gibraltar, of course, and Morocco's not bad either. So,
Good. Wonderful. Thank you. Okay, Chuck and Jackie.
I'll go for. Hi, I'm Jackie Frazier, and I'm become a member of the Michigan State team alumni through my husband, and that we've been together 23 years, and that's all he's talked about for the whole 23 years is Michigan State. So I'll let him continue with when he graduated, what he graduated from.
Graduated in 70 from the School of Packaging, and we live in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We're looking forward to everything on the trip. We've been to Spain a number of times, not been to Morocco, but we're looking for the adventure, and I'm sure we're going to find it here. We've been on one other trip with the Michigan State. It was across Canada, Victoria to Vancouver, rather, yeah, to Toronto, and it was excellent.
On a sleeper train.
On a sleeper train, yeah. It was great. Great director, cruise or tour director. We all got really educated on Canada and all the trees, mountains, everything. And,
Wonderful.
great.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have a trip coming up this summer. So,
I take it. Advise. I'd like to go on it again, maybe.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for your support of Michigan State University. So, all right, I see Barb is now unmuted. So,
hi, I'm Barb Rosenbaum. I lived in Okemos, Michigan, right near East Lansing for 40 years. I now live in the Rocky Mountains in Avon, Colorado. I'm a Purdue University graduate in 1977 in meteorology. But with living so close to the university, my husband and I spent a lot of time at Spartan hockey games and tailgates and football games. Also, our daughter is a Michigan State graduate. I've never been on a Spartan travel trip before, but I have friends who have gone and highly recommend it.
Wonderful. Thank
and
you.
I have two Spartan alumni friends who live a lot of time in Lisbon. And so I'm spending an extra week visiting them at the end of the trip.
Oh, wonderful.
That's nice.
That's great. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Well, Cindy.
Hi, yeah, I'm Cindy Kelly. I live in Richardson, Texas, which is a suburb of Dallas. Retired 2 years ago. As I graduated from Angelo State University, which is in San Angelo, Texas, with a medical technology degree. Worked in the hospital 44 years in different stages in the lab. Last 15 was lab director. And then moved to Richardson after that to be closer to my sister and family. I've known Yvonne since 1985, I think. We'll go back a long way, and we've just kept up our friendship. I can say I have been on the MSU campus when I've gone up to visit her, but that's as close as close a connection as I have, and with my friend Yvonne. And I'm just looking forward to traveling. I've been a caretaker of my parents for 15 years, and so I was limited in travels where I couldn't get away. So now I'm just traveling whenever anyone says, let's go. And I'll say, okay, where? I'm going.
Wonderful. Great. Thank you for joining us. Okay.
Looking forward to it.
Madeline. Are you there, Madeline?
Hi, yes.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay. I'm one of your Canadian travelers. I live in Thunder Bay, Ontario, which is one of the provinces of Canada. I'm 7 hours driving from Minneapolis north. I'm traveling with Kim Tobin, who will be our great host. And I'm really, really looking forward to seeing the mosques, Morocco, the various sites, and just traveling to places that I have not been before. So I'm very excited about it.
Wonderful. Well,
I'm a
thank you.
graduate of the University of Ottawa in 1971, so that's a long time ago.
Oh, good. All right. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Okay, and next I'm going to Kim say a few more words if you like. I think Kim's going to be a wonderful host for you. She's been a wonderful vice president here, and she's very fun. So I think you're going to enjoy traveling with her. Kim, you like to say anything else?
Thank you.
Yes.
Gosh, I have to live up to that now. But I'm Kim Tobin, and I started working at Michigan State. I'm starting my 5th year on Friday. I'll be celebrating with all of you going into my 5th year as a Spartan. But my grandparents were on the other side of Chuck's hometown of Port Huron. That's how you say it, right? In Sarnia, Ontario. My dad and my grandparents were in Sarnia, and that's how I got to know Michigan State University. But I grew up in Thunder Bay on the North Shore, Lake Superior, north of the UP, and Coach Izzo calls me a super Youper. So I think it's pretty good, high praise. So, but I've had the absolute privilege of working at the university for these last 4 years, and our team works with alumni and donors and outreach. And so we do the fundraising and alumni relations, and we're in the middle of a campaign, and I get to travel a lot with Spartan. So everything from basketball, we went to Spain a couple of years ago, to a lot of athletics things. We did a great music event in LA in February. So it's just an absolute privilege to get to know people. And so when they had a spot for this trip, I was thrilled to go because I have traveled a lot all over the world and did study abroad back in my days as an undergrad at University of Toronto in Italy, and spent time touring a lot of different places, but I've never been to Morocco or Portugal. So I'm very excited about all that that will bring in learning and just getting to know each of you, and having a good time with people who also, I went on one other trip when I first started, and I think everybody has in common a love for higher education in some way, even the other schools that will be there. And so it's always a great way to travel, I think. So thank you for having me as a host.
All right. Wonderful. Thank you, Kim. Okay, well, thank you so much for attending again. I will be sending out the video soon if you need to review it again. And
Regina?
if you, yes.
Excuse me. Well, I
Yes.
have to put in one more plug for Spartan Pathway Travels.
Oh, okay. Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
Regina, while she didn't banish all the clouds, she still offered an excellent trip, and that we enjoyed that very much.
Oh, thank you so much. Wonderful. That's so nice. Okay, so if you do have additional questions, as I mentioned before, feel free to reach out to me, and I will try and get those answered for you before you depart. So for those of you leaving, I think on Saturday, safe travels, and for those that are leaving on the 4th, again, safe travels. So, all right, take care and go green.
Hi, everybody.
Yes.
Go white.
Yep. Yes.
Go green.
Go green. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.